Hi, welcome to the digiToken app. Um, as I mentioned, we have this app available for both the Android and iOS devices, and you can basically download it and use it, on both devices. So if you have an iPhone, you can get an app, or if you have a Samsung or any of the phones that run Android, you can also use the app. So you can create yourself as a user if you go to the web application for digiToken. In this case, we assume that you're already registered as a user that can use the app. So the first thing we're going to do is log in as a sample user, which is a kind of client. So it will ask for email address, the one that you use to register. It will also ask you for the password that you may have created when you registered. And of course, you can also see the password if you want to just check that you put it correctly. So then we hit login. The first thing that happens when we log in is just like we would have seen with our web application, you see your last 90 days activity, which shows your pattern of purchase and the amounts on different dates in the last 90 days that you would have bought. So in this case, we're showing a 24 March to 30th March, so the 30th April window for all the purchases, because this user, was obviously busy within that period. And what we then see is a summary which shows us the last purchases that we have made. In this case, we are showing the last three purchases, one being the 500 Rand purchase made at 6:29 this morning. Um, and if we click on that transaction, we can then see the details of what happened in that transaction. The first thing we see there is this user got monthly free units, which is what we call free basic electricity, because it was the first time they were doing this purchase within the month, and that's a standard 50 kilowatt hour. And they also got a standard token for the amount that they bought with, which is that token or number, credit token number. But also we show the breakdown of how the 500 Rand was used. As you can see, the 434.78 was used to buy 336.4 kilowatt hour electricity, and of course there was an amount that then went to VAT, which is the 65 Rand 22 cents. Now that gives you the transparency that you need, and let's just maybe run a transaction. So the way the app works is it will ask you what it is that you are buying, because remember, like we said, we can do various services. Electricity is just one of them. In this case, we're showing you electricity, so let's select electricity. When you buy, you can buy for yourself or you can buy for someone else. In this case, I'm going to buy for myself. What the app does then is it shows me all the meters that I've loaded or I've added under my profile. And as you can see here, I've got 4 meters that I've added. The first two were just for test purposes, and they're not real meters. So we'll try the real meters that will give us the actual credit token. One of the meters you can try is this real meter, and there's also real meter 2. Let's pick real meter. And you have an option of getting your token delivered via email or via mobile device, which is your cell phone. In this case, we'll select mobile. Now, you also get the option of choosing which country, depending on where you're buying from. In this case, obviously, we default to South Africa. And we'll put the number that we want it delivered to. So by default, it will know the country code. So we can just put the number. In this case, just put my number and you hit next. And then it will ask you which purchase type you want to do. The reason we have this on the app is that in the future, you may want your purchase to be recurring. And that functionality is disabled at the moment, but you can also choose to do that in the future release of the app. In this case, we'll just select once off, and you can only buy your electricity between 10 Rand and 1,000. So you can't buy for anything less, you can't buy for anything more than 1,000. But also, you cannot buy with cents, so everything has to be a Rand denomination. Okay, let's put in an amount. Let's choose to buy for 250 Rands this time around, and we hit next. When we hit next, we can either buy, obviously there's two payment methods we can use. We can buy pay using a wallet, which is the actual amount that we have, loaded on our platform, or we can use a credit or debit card. So if we then choose a wallet, it will take the 250 rands from the wallet balance, which is an amount that you would have loaded up front, for purchases. The reason you have the wallet is that it gives you convenience to use the wallet amount for the various services that you get on digiToken. It also protects you from having to expose your credit card details online, many times. So you can do one transaction, or you can transfer the money to the wallet using the various methods and bank accounts that we have on the digiToken website. If you go to www.digiToken.africa, it will list all the various methods that you have available that you can use to pay. So let's hit next. So the first thing we do is show you a summary of your purchase, meaning what is it that you're trying to buy. You also have the ability to see the terms and conditions, so that you can familiarize yourself with those, and you can click on them and you can read, just to make sure that there's nothing that you're not comfortable with. First thing we do is we then show you the summary. You're buying for yourself for that meter. It will be delivered to that number, and the service is electricity, and you're buying once off. And the amount is obviously 250 rands, and you're paying using a wallet. If this was a credit card, we would show credit card there. Then let's try and do a purchase. So when you hit purchase, we then go and request a token using all these details. Let's see what we get. Now, the process of getting the token obviously goes through the network. And as you can see here, this purchase was successful. It's come back with a credit token, and also delivered via the SMS. As you can hear the click of the message on the phone. Now, it also breaks down how the 250 was used, like we mentioned. So you've got the amount, you've got the units, and also you've got the VAT amount that was charged. And this is done for transparency. And if you go and buy on a physical channel, you'd get a receipt that obviously shows you all these details. Okay, that's great. But also, the most important thing is that we list the transaction as well immediately on your list of transactions. And you can see here, we did one just now on the 4th of May 2020 at 7 o'clock. Right. Now, if you go to account, you also get your order history, and you can see all the transactions that you did using this app. And by the way, this also includes the transactions that you would have done on the web application, so digiToken.africa. So it will also show those transactions here. So again, if you go to a transaction here and you click on it, you can see the details in case you want to see what was bought, for that transaction. The other functionality that you have is you have your meters, and obviously you get your ability to add a meter. This is how you add a new meter. Okay, and then you also get your wallet, and you can see your wallet balances in terms of money in and money out. Money out is the money that you would have used, and you can see here we paid 250 from this wallet. Okay, and then you can also see your user details, that you can also update. This is about your account, and you can also read the terms and conditions, for your own, clarity. So this is really the functionality that we have on the mobile app, and it's quite similar to what you would get if you go to our digiToken.africa website. And of course, if you go back home, always you will see your last 90 days activity, your wallet balance at all times, which shows you your current amount that you have and your last purchases. And then, of course, you can then, have the ability to go to account, and you can then log out of the application. Thank you for attending. We'll see you in this demo.